right, we transitioned in. I think I got everything set up. I'm not going to go through and check it to make sure. Yeah, I probably should because I'm hearing kind of echo-ish. Let's see. Let's see. Of course, this thing's on a crazy delay. Okay, we sound good. We sound good. We sound fine. Hey, how we doing? Death, Ace Black Widow, Lady C. How we all doing? How we all doing? Hope you guys are having a great start to your Friday. Mine's been kind of eventful, kind of crazy. So I figured I had to come live. Say something I don't want to say. But I have to say it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to do it. But I have to do it. Yeah, it's kind of clickbaity, right? Because if I put anything in there, it's like, a couple people there, here and there. But if you put some clickbaity on it for this YouTube world, it works out. You just got to put some clickbait on it. Put some stank on it. Put some clickbait on it, right? 7 a.m. Well, good morning. Good morning. It is 1 p.m. Well, 1:15 p.m. Yeah. And I was a moron. Last night, or yesterday, I think, I went live to promote the show for tonight, this live Spirit Box session that we're going to be doing every Friday. With the exception of this week. I forgot I have to be up at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning for a football game. So I can't be up playing with the Spirit Box till 2, 3 in the morning. I got to get up about 6, drive for about a little over an hour, and then coach for another 2 hours or so. So, hey, there's my brother Dorito. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dorito. Always coming in hot. I appreciate you, buddy. So we can't do the Spirit Box session tonight. That's why I'm live talking to you right now. But we are going to do it Saturday this week. We're going to do it Saturday this week instead of Friday. But after this week, it's going to be every Friday at midnight. We'll be back to my normal setup hours I wanted to do this thing. I just completely forgot that I had that this week, and I didn't realize that the game was an early game, and I got to travel, and there's no way possible I could stay up until 2 o'clock, even 1 o'clock, and be able to get done what I need to get done tomorrow. So we are going to have to just switch that up to tomorrow night at midnight, our first Spirit Box session. Now, on my last video, I don't know if how many of y'all seen that. I kind of laid out the structure. What I want to do with these screencasts is what I want to call them, is every week we're going to have some sort of spirit communication attempted, whether it be tarot cards, Spirit Box, Ouija board, or all the above. We're going to do all of that, Appreciate you, Death. Yeah, I didn't look at the schedule. Usually our games are late afternoon-ish, early morning, late afternoon, around that ballpark. But we got lucky and got the earliest game possible. So when I seen that schedule, I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, I'm going to go back and say, hey, guys, trying to stay consistent, but we got to switch days. But I have to. There's no way I can stay up and do what I want to do and give the stream justice and then be able to do what I have to do the next day. So we're just going to push it back a night. I'm going to stay in town tomorrow night, so we make sure we get this done here because I want to do the first few Spirit Box readings and things here in this little area right here, home base, and get a baseline. So when we do go, because I want to do these things, not all the time, but some Fridays. We got a few Fridays in October, right? I'd like to do a few on location so we can see if things change, taking the Spirit Box out on a different location as opposed to a haunted place or whatever. I want to see if it changes the dynamic a little bit. Do we have more action, more interaction than just sitting here and doing it? So yes, we will have it tomorrow night, Saturday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We'll have our first Spirit Box session over here. And then I get even more news. Oh, I appreciate you, Ace. I appreciate you, Ace. get even more good news. I'm sitting here waiting for all my accessories for my Pocket 2, which I love this little gimbal from DJI. Fantastic piece of equipment. Supposed to arrive today. And then it's some sort of, what did they say? That was like a mechanical malfunction or something, or some sort of malfunction that delayed it. So now I can't get my goodies till Monday. I was wanting to shoot and get familiar with all the little gadgets before Monday because I got something going on Monday that I will be filming, and you guys will get to see some. I'll just lay a hint down. It is a haunted place, and it might even be an asylum. So we're going there Monday. Let me see if I got this right. I don't got that off. There we go. I think we're right now. Live chat. I don't know why the delay is so bad. I got to look down here for the chat. It takes forever to get up there. Yeah. Exactly, Death. Hey, Lisa, how you doing, sister? Yeah, I want to get like in different locations, man. I think it'd be cool just to go into these haunted places, or even like maybe if I can get into a graveyard, I can do different things. Like I do, have my ends with law enforcement that might let me go in the graveyard and play. Who knows? But yeah, it sucks. I wanted to do the show tonight. I was set to do the show tonight. I'm like, oh, it's cool. Football practice yesterday. I was like, hey, what time's the game, coach? I'm like, oh, let me check. I haven't checked that yet this week. So I look down and I'm like looking through my phone and I'm like, damn, it's the early game, man. We got to get up at like 6 and get on the road by 6:30 to be able to get there. So just got to push it back at night. That's all, Lisa. I just put I had to say this thing just to make sure the word gets out there that my live stream will not be tonight. Screamcast will be on Fridays. Every Friday at midnight, except tonight. I have to push it back till tomorrow night at midnight. That's all I had to say. That's it. And then I just wanted to hang out and chat for a minute before I got to do all the rest of my adulting for the day. But yeah, that's it. So after this week, after tomorrow night, after Saturday night, we do our spirit box. Next Friday, we're going to go back to what I wanted it to be every Friday at midnight. So just a mess up on my part. I didn't look at my freaking schedule. I didn't think there was nothing there. There's hardly ever nothing there unless I make something be there. Then I'm like, oh yeah, well, hopefully it's a late afternoon game. It's fine. I can sleep in to about 7, 8, 9 even. No, I know. No, it's the early game and it's about an hour away. So there it is. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you. So yeah, we're going to have our first spirit box session, our spirit communication screencast tomorrow night, midnight, Eastern Standard Time. Then after this week, every Friday, midnight for the month of October. And then as soon as I get the rest of my accessories, attachments, whatever you want to call them, the things that hook into things that make things better. As soon as I get all those for my DJI, then we're going to start the horror film reviews. So next week, we'll finally have things going. It's crazy. You think you have everything laid out, right? You think you have everything. Okay, man, I got, everything's laid out. It's cool. No. If the kids don't fill up a space, the wife will. It's like, oh, you ain't got nothing going on? Well, hey, how about you do this, and this, and this. And then when you're done, do this. I just overlooked it. It was my fault. I overlooked it. It is what it is. We're still going to have fun. I'm still trying to figure out a way to incorporate the Ouija board in the stream. Now, maybe we do... I might just have to manually just change camera angles. I think that's about the only way we're going to be able to get this thing to go the way I want it to do. Is me to grab the camera. We work with the spirit box, and everybody can see that, and then grab the camera at a different angle, boom, and then we can see the spirit box and the Ouija baby. I don't know. Unicorns, hey, how you doing? Happy October to you. Yes, it is the month. It is the month for psychos like me, and it's okay to be psycho. Never. If you look too relaxed, people fill your schedule full of stuff. And like I don't have enough on the schedule already. You know, trying to do what I'm doing with the business and then school and this just constant madness over here. Constant madness over here. But we will get it done. We'll get it done. Just have to push it back one day. Just one day. That ain't gonna be too horrible, right? You should have seen my wife's face when she came in here and seen that I had a Ouija board. First time in 11 years. I thought she was about to legit throat punch me. She said, "What are you doing? Bring it." That's not it. That's not really one. That can't be one. You wouldn't do that. That's not really one, is it? Chill out. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Hey, Jules, how you doing? So we're pushing it back one day. Tomorrow night, midnight, Eastern Standard Time. Bring your questions that you would like to ask the Spirit Box, and we'll see what we can come up with. I'll be doing my normal. I'll be getting, having the notebook out, taking my notes, timestamps, things like that. But yeah, tomorrow night, midnight, we'll have it. Then, like I say, we'll be back on regular schedule every Friday at midnight. Unless something stupid pops up again, then we'll just push it to Saturdays. But as of right now, it's every Friday at midnight. And then tis the season. I love donning the Michael Myers stuff. So I think Mikey's going to make his appearance back in the town, around the town this weekend, every weekend. It was a thing last year. We'll see if it's going to be a thing this year. I enjoyed doing it. It was fun. People's bringing me people to scare. I did not have the equipment at the time to be able to record those scare reactions and things, but I do now. So we'll have some of those videos coming too. I enjoyed it. I got some pretty good scares last year, but again, I didn't have a cameraman. I didn't have the technology. I didn't have the equipment that I needed to be able to record that right. And I think that's another biggest thing. Ever since I went down this whole film school route, when I go to do something, I want to do it to a certain standard, because if I don't, I feel like I'm cheating. So I think I'm harder on myself when it comes to that now. Like before, I didn't care. Like all my videos with my skits and things like that, they was all either done on a webcam or a Canon T6. I didn't care about lighting. I didn't care about sound. I said, okay, here's an idea. We're going to roll with it. We're going to do it. I never put no logistical thought into executing any of that. I just did it. And now my brain's like, gonna have a 3-point light system here. We got to make sure the audio's right. Don't want to shoot this at 4K. It's a pretty big file to render. And I'm like, just do it, man. It's like an internal battle. It's like me arguing within like 3 of my voices in my head. Just do it. Just turn the camera on and start doing crap. So I'm just getting back in the mode of just doing crap. Oh, well, it's your birthday, so happy early birthday. It is somewhat of like it's my Freemason birthday is this month. See, October's like meant to be my month, I think, because I was raised a Master Mason last October, and I will get my bachelor's degree next October. So October's kind of my month, man. Dorito, man, I got this little piece of technology, and I love it. If I can get it out without breaking it, that's always my biggest worry, because it's on a gimbal. And it's tight. Comes with this nice little carrying case. You can fit some attachments inside there. But this little guy right here, it's phenomenal. You get a 4K camera in this, and it's on the gimbal. Well, of course, right now I got it to rotate with what I'm doing, but yeah. Now this here, I got auto track. I can put it right on my face and it'll track what I'm doing, and it just right on the gimbal. It's going to keep everything smooth for me. Again, it's a beautiful little thing. I love this little guy. So we got it now. We got it now. I did not even know something like this existed until recently. Then I'm like, okay, that's a must because I can turn a camera rig that's set up just for one camera. I can turn into a 2-camera rig real easy. I mean, that thing is very, you see how small it was, but 4K on a gimbal. Love that little thing. Yes, those inner voices, man. Another early happy birthday. That is the DJI Pocket 2. It's well worth it. I think you can get the. Let's see if I can just grab the link and throw it in the chat for you real quick. I love the little thing. I mean, it's. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Copy the link over. Get out of there. I don't want to watch ESPN right now. No, I don't want you to track me. All right, let's post this link in here. That link right there, Dorito, if you go there and you look for the Pocket 2, I mean, they got phenomenal gimbals. I also got the big boy, the big gimbal, the DJI, I think it's a RS Pro gimbal. I think that's it. RS Pro and R Pro. Phenomenal. You can hold up to like 8 to 10 pounds, I believe, which is pretty big for a gimbal. But yeah, that little thing there is phenomenal. It's the same camera they put on their drones. It's 4K on a gimbal. There's a bunch of little presets that you can go through and do. It's great for vlogging. It's great for if you don't got somebody to film you. You just put the active track, highlight yourself, and then you got like a little cameraman over there. So it fixes a lot of my issues because a lot of my ideas, of course, I got to have another person to run the camera because I can't be behind the camera in front of the camera at the same time. So that's a lot of the issues I was always running into being a YouTube creator when I was doing this all the time. Was, okay, there was boring videos because it would have to be a static cam. I couldn't always get to Tyler, who is a phenomenal cinematographer. I couldn't get to him. So then I'll just be having anybody around try to get to it. And it was just a pain. But now, technology's finally allowed up to where they give me something the size of, I don't know, a really big pen. It's really not that big at all. And it takes care of all that. So I'm able to bring those videos I wanted to do to you guys now because I don't need to have another camera guy. Right. Yeah. See, that's what I was looking at. Like, but this little guy here, I mean, it comes with lav mic. Was supposed to, but Best Buy was out, so now they're shipping all that to me. I was supposed to be here today, not going to be here till Monday. But anyways, it comes with, there's all sorts of attachments. You can live stream straight from it once you get the do-it-all base, the do-it-all joystick for it. It comes with an extender, like you can get like, almost like a selfie stick that you can extend out. Your phone hooks to the base, so you get a nice view. I mean, there's tons of things you can do with this. And then plus there's some presets in there for people that do like the TikTok ordeal and all that. I plan on playing with it a little bit with those settings myself. So that's a good setup though. Those come in handy, Dorito. Like right now, mainly when we do our big pieces, I'm forced to use. It's a great camera. I don't want to say forced to use, but the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. It's a mouthful. I don't know why they call it Pocket Cinema because it's pretty big. It's a pretty big camera. I don't know what pocket they have unless it's some like Jinko jeans, but it's a pretty big camera. Hey Vanessa, how you doing? Yeah, see, once you get into like, it is pretty expensive. That's another reason why I like the DJI products. I mean, their gimbals are reasonable, but they are by far, to me anyways, the best gimbals on the market. Like the gimbals are phenomenal. They make their drones, the minis, them are pretty affordable for a great cinematic shot. So they got a lot of good stuff over there. Box said Solo Shot 3. I believe I know what you're talking about with the base setup and everything. And now I love my Blackmagic, but what I realized was it's not really good run and gun camera, right? You can't just go out in the field and throw that thing on a gimbal and it work properly because it's all prime. You don't have autofocus. You don't have. It's all prime lenses. It's a prime camera, right? So with that being said, you can get the Raven Eye and all these other different things that adds to the gimbal to make it auto, but it's not. It's not at all. Yes, the Mavic Mini. I think we got the. I believe it's the Is it the Maverick Mini 2? Whatever one. Tyler just picked up, and that's a phenomenal little drone, man. We went got some B-roll for our upcoming piece on location, and he was able to fly that thing perfectly down the locks and get a nice shot, and them things are nice, and it's pretty affordable, and you don't got to get no like fly license or. Now they got the big boys. I mean, I'd love to get one of the big boys, but. Yeah, we'll see with the Blackmagic. When I get that thing on the gimbal, it's hard because you got the gimbal and it's kind of out here, and you're trying to manipulate and work. And now the Raven Eye allows you to put quick focus wheels that can either adjust for your focus or your aperture. And then I end up have to get two quick focus wheels to come up through the Raven Eye and to adjust the aperture and the focus, and it's like. It's insanity. So I realized that is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinemas. Them are phenomenal cameras. I don't care if you got the 4K, the 6K Pro was pretty phenomenal, but it still runs into these same issues. It's more set up for studio shots or more contained settings, like an interview setup where you can put up these LED panel lights and you can write out a scene and be in control. It's not really set up for, okay, let's go out in the woods and run around. That's the wrong camera. If you're looking for a camera, the Blackmagic, they have not got that right yet. So my plans is to try to kind of move in the direction of getting a Canon EOS R, because that kind of solves the issues right now. Oh man, listen, the learning curve, it does. When I got this gimbal, I've never operated a gimbal, right? Like, Tyler's had one for years, but he's usually the one running the camera. So I filmed with his gimbal a few times. Another buddy of mine, I filmed a piece using a gimbal for him. But I never really, I never owned one myself. I've never had an extended period of time to get used to one. Now having one, it's just, I mean, they're a phenomenal piece of equipment. It takes place of so many other expensive pieces of equipment you would need to get some shots that you're able to get with a gimbal. So I love it. It's just that learning curve, man. Well, see now, like with another thing I like about the DJI products is if you get used to their gimbal, you already know how to run the Pocket. If you get used to flying the drone, you kind of know how to pivot and go with the gimbal. So I mean, they all kind of interlocked with the same interface and controls. So you're able to kind of learn multiple pieces of their equipment by just really honing in on one, and then of course you got to figure out the different flavors for different pieces. But so far this Pocket 2 has been phenomenal. I don't think there hasn't been a day that I have not been playing around with this thing and trying to come up with different ideas and how I can use it on here to create. And hopefully this weekend I'm gonna probably bust out that stupid Michael bit that I got in my head. So It's great. It eliminates a cameraman, and that's what I don't have. So that's what I've always been kind of. Why did that jump over? That was always like the big hurdle for me was not being able to film these ideas because I just didn't have a camera operator, and I can't be both. So what cracks me up is I always have like these one or two people that still just want to come in and say, "Nah, no matter what you're seeing, thumbs down." Every video, it's either one or two, one or two. You know, cracks me up. Yeah, I got. I think it's over there. My gear bag. It's the R Pro, R2 Pro, I believe. It's kind of it's a bigger gimbal, but it's made with carbon fiber, so it's a little bit lighter than the previous model, and it's. I mean, you throw that Black Magic on there with my matte box, with the quick focuses, with the small rig cage. It gets pretty bulky, but that gimbal is able to hold it, stabilize it, and you're still able to get it. But it's just so much goes into that rig and building that out, and for every shot to get it in focus, to make it follow, to do everything you need to do, it's not really even worth putting it all together because every shot is just insane. See, I love the editing. The editing is I mean, I love doing it all, or this wouldn't be filmmaking wouldn't be my profession, right? Now, some of it is annoying, but I enjoy the writing process, and I enjoy all the processes really. Even when I'm going insane and it's driving me nuts, I do enjoy the processes. It's yeah, right, Death. It just it's funny to me. Like it's consistent. At least they're consistent. No matter they're gonna come in. It's it's consistent. I'll give them that. Now again, now I got some ND filters coming. I'm not too sure how this Pocket 2 does in low light situations yet. Haven't really tested that out. But that's really the only thing I haven't tested out. It plugs in this to the bottom of your phone, whatever phone or tablet or iPad, whatever. It'll plug in and you can have a nice big interface there. Comes with, phone clips and all that jazz. But I imagine if it comes with that, you're able to kick the light um, on your phone to kind of help in low light situations, maybe. Or maybe this has some sort of, um, you can adjust the ISO and things. I mean, it leaves it open for you to be able to play in low light situations. Yes, it can be very freaking overwhelming for sure. Right, it can. Like when I first jumped into Premiere, I did all my editing on like iMovie, or I think when I got started it was like maybe even Windows Movie Maker or something. I forget what it was, but I never really jumped into a big editing software program. I just never did. But then once you get in there and you start learning the hotkeys and what things are for, I got Resolve now, and I got Resolve and Premiere. What's Resolve's phenomenal when you're doing color corrections or color grading. DaVinci Resolve is insanely insanely good when you're working on coloring and doing color corrections and gradings and things like that. So that's kind of what I use that for. Then I will go through and use Premiere for everything else. But and then the way I look at having this Pocket 2, it adds another element to our ghost hunting equipment, right? Because we got this little bitty camera where I don't need that GoPro with that shape. I mean the GoPro Hero 10, they kind of got a great stabilization they came out with, but this here it's on a gimbal and it keeps everything nice and smooth. So it's going to come in handy. It's going to come in handy when we do some of these paranormal investigations, and especially out on locations in, I don't, tight fitting areas. I don't need to bring, this big gimbal or my shoulder rig or nothing like that. I got a 4K cinematic camera that's this big. I can get in, get out. The battery life's decent on it. I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, see, yep, that's the exact route I went. Now, what is iMovie's? What do they call it? Is it Final Cut? I believe it's Final Cut. Um, that is their version of the Premiere Pro, and it's, if you like iMovie, the Final Cut is, you would love that one. They're definitely worth it, Dorito. That link that I put in there, that I think it's like their whole store, but it's the Pocket 2. Right. I mean, you get into situations like that when you're out in the field, you want to film something, and you either don't got time to build your rig out, or you don't got the space to build your rig out. Like, you'll go into like situations where we don't have like a central hub for our equipment, and you're not, you got to balance your gimbal, and God forbid you got to change a lens, because then you got to repeat the whole process. You got to detach everything and put it back on there, rebalance, get your quick focus wheels back up, get the Raven Eye going again, and it's just like, holy hell. It's just not worth it. It's just, and the gimbals are definitely worth it. I'm not saying that. I just need to get a camera that at least got autofocus for me. Because, being a cinematographer and you're working in a shot, you just want to be focused on getting that shot instead of, okay, well, got to pull the aperture and I got to pump the focus this way, make sure my ISO's down to dip and get this angle right as I'm pulling and pushing and tucking and rolling and flipping. It's like, no, there has to be an easier way. And there is an easier way. It's just, yeah, I got to get the Canon EOS R. That's the easier way, because the Blackmagic is a freaking bear on a gimbal. Raven Eye or not, it's, can't make a prime lens and autofocus. It just don't work. But we Tyler got the EOS R. I got the Blackmagic. I got the DJI. We got night vision camcorder. I mean, we got everything set up to do these pieces. I think it's just me being that much more picky, because I want our production pieces to be the best, obviously, that we can put out. And the Blackmagic is more of a set the tripod up. You stand on this X, I stand on this X. I can do a nice pan. Use the dry erase marker on my quick focus and be able to pop things. It's not really just, let's run into the situation and film what we need to film. It's so weird, like handheld, it's shaky no matter what, because it's so like front heavy. So it has to be on a tripod. To even do handheld is a little bit insane, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't need none of that to do the Spirit Box session for you guys tomorrow night. And as soon as I get my do-it-all handle, is what they call the attachment for the Pocket 2, I can live stream straight from that thing. So I won't just be confined to my own madness inside of this monster pit / studio. I did finally finish my kills. Let me go ahead and break this. I did finally finish the kills overhaul. Before, I had like this weird yellow all around the burns, but we got that all taken care of. She's finished out now. Got the kills all set up, and I'm debating if that's the Michael that I go with this year. I don't know. One of the smaller masks. Comes right from the movie mold though, so we got that one finished. I'm like a madman. I'm like always back here in the studio. If I'm not writing and doing, it's always trying to launch this business and doing the things I'm doing with that, or doing schoolwork, or I'm back here messing with the Michael Myers masks. I don't know what that says about me, but focus. There we go. But that's kind of what I'm doing. I am working on another written piece that will be shot by the end of the month. I'm kind of hoping that I'm able to put that out to you guys on Halloween. It's a nice little, it's going to be a nice little piece for what it is. I mean, it's not going to be no phenomenal full feature ordeal, but if I can do it right, it'll be a nice little short. And I was kind of forced into writing that one, but then it turned into something like, oh man, I got to write this. Then it turned into kind of getting excited to film this. So, and then plus what we got going on Monday. I don't want to ruin it. I'll drop some more hints as we go, but it'll be Monday night through Tuesday. Pretty excited about what we got going on there, because I'm going to pull some of that footage for this channel to give you guys, let you guys know that we are out here doing things. It takes time. And then running a two-man crew. My gosh, a two-man crew for writing, for all the pre-production, production, post, distribution. It's a two-man crew. So it takes us a little while, and I've looked around here. There's really not too many independent filmmakers nowhere near me. So we're stuck with a two-man crew, which it isn't bad. It's not, because we know each other enough. We filmed with each other enough to kind of know what we're looking for in shots, but it just takes a little bit longer to get pieces out. And then you add in all the other what ifs and what could happens and all that. Nightmare. But mainly that's why I wanted to come on here. I wanted to just let you guys know that I screwed up. I didn't look at the schedule. So tomorrow night at midnight, we're going to do the Screamcast. We're going to do our Spirit Box session. And then next week, hopefully we'll be back on doing it Friday nights at midnight. And I probably need to advertise more, but my schedule's so freaking insane, man. I don't know when I'll get it down. It's just a matter of getting back into the groove, like I've been saying this last week or two. Like, it's get back in the groove of doing things, and then I'll be good to go. But we will have fun tomorrow night. I promise you that. I love doing the Spirit Box sessions. I don't know if the last time I did one, we was still living in Ohio at the time. And the room I did it in, like, a whole bunch of crazy crap kept happening in there, and it just kind of, you could feel it, right? Like, I let something in the house, and it kind of messed with the overall energy in the home. Like, you could feel, especially back there in that room, like, you could feel. So I don't know if the wife's too excited for me to be doing these, but I've learned a lot more and taken better precautions in what I need to do, what I want to do, and how to do it. So we're going to have fun either way. I still would love for you guys to see that Planchet sitting on the freaking wheel. I don't know why that's driving me nuts. Because for me, I think that'd be cool. Like, I'd love to watch a live stream where somebody's doing like a spirit box, and we get to look at a Planchet on a Ouija board and see if that thing moves by itself, because that'd be 100% absolute proof of the paranormal if we get this thing to do a nice movement. It'd be great if it started spelling out names and locations and all that stuff, but I just want a good 2 to 3 inch movement, and then, I'm happy with it, right? Oh, okay. So maybe I need to get in there and set a premiere up or something. See, I got to get back in the groove of it. Because when I was doing this all the time, you just had Google Hangouts. And now you're forced to use another, like me going through OBS. I did play with OBS a little bit back in the day. So I kind of knew how and what I wanted to do with that. But that's where I'm coming from. It's like the Google Hangout days into now to get things going again and creating on this channel while kind of advertising and keeping the heads up and the momentum going forward for the Terror Barn Productions channel. So, but over here is where you'll see all my madness. I got several different series or videos that it's coming down the pike. I just gotta get it rolling. And once I get all my little attachments for my pocket, we are off and running. I'll probably be posting too many videos. They'll be like, well, what the hell are you doing? I just love operating and using that thing. I would definitely be using those, Lisa. Appreciate it. Oh, I see, Def. Definitely be using those. Definitely be using it. See, I mean, I come and then I do want to set up a membership thing, but I don't want to do it until I got something to offer. You know what I mean? I don't want to set up a membership tier, and I just don't, I guess I look at that as maybe like a Patreon. I believe that's kind of what it is, like a Patreon, but it's right on YouTube. So I want to make sure I got things set up. Oh, look at Bashful coming here all skilled. I love you too, Bashful. See, got me to cuss. I called you the F word. Then if you say bad words, YouTube says you can't get that many advertisements. It's insane. Oh, I'm glad I could officially scare you for the day. Bashful, and welcome. I just can't wait till I get these freaking attachments for things so I can start doing what I want to do. Get these different camera angles, nice smooth transition shots. And I don't need camera operator. I can do it as I'm insane. So we're gonna have fun with those. Lisa, you don't always got to pretend you're happy to see Bashful. It's okay. You can be honest like me. Like, hi, Bashful. Then underneath your breath, you can cuss her all you want, right? Hey, that's an idea. That's an idea, Death. I might just go ahead and set that up. And then I was even thinking about for the month of October, we could almost do like a maybe set up something for like a Michael Mask giveaway. Not too sure yet, but I've been kind of batting around with that, and then leave it up to whoever wins if they want me to overhaul it, do a better paint scheme on it, or if they want it the way it is. Yeah, I'll definitely. That's a good idea, Death. Yeah, Lisa. See, you don't always got to pretend. You can be honest with her. She'll be all right. She'll take it back. Forget about it. Wednesday meat market. I appreciate you, Death. Thank you. I know you want to. No, Bashful. This is what I want to happen for you. I want all the bathtubs in your surrounding area to bust, so you're forced to take showers forever. That's what I want, Bashful. That's what I want. I want it to be so you have to take showers. No more putting everything that you have in the kitchen into your bathtub for whatever clitoral reasons. Putting charcoal in there and whatever else. That's forced to take showers. Gamer. Wednesday meat market. Yodeling at a fish. That's there you go. Some yodeling at a fish. Bashful's just horrible to me. I've never did nothing to her. I've always been real respectful. I've never made fun of her. I've never yelled at her. She's just a very abusive person. You'll be all right, Bashful. See, Bashful taught me a lot. I did not realize that you can add so many things to a bathtub and it's still considered bathwater. Epsom salt. Whoa, why did everything just. I heard a chime and then everything glitched out for a minute. I did nothing. I did nothing, Bashful. Nothing. That was weird. Like my whole monitor acted weird for a minute. I heard like a chime thing. Oh, drop a frame. I don't know what it was. The whole monitor kind of went. Then it came back. I better not be dropping any frames back here. I had to spend way too much for these stupid, what do you call them, Aeropods, whatever. Hope that's what it was, just for a minute. And then we got these guys out front doing whatever kind of road work or whatever they're doing. I don't know. Yeah, it definitely reset. They reset my time and everything up there. So yeah, maybe I just disconnected, came back in. You're bringing those spirits through the interwebs. Then you definitely got to show up tomorrow night, Jules, to play. It probably has a glitch in the matrix, right? Man, I went down that rabbit hole, like the simulation theory rabbit hole. And what really freaked me out was they was making a lot of sense. I'm like, I need to quit. Like, I'm not like a huge conspiracy theory person, but I do believe there's some. That probably shouldn't be a theory anymore. Um, but some of them, like, ah, come on, man. Like the flat Earth thing, I could never really get behind. It's like, come on, guys. So when is the hunt for the Mothman happening? Hey, what's going on, Hop Frog? That's what we're setting up. Okay, so the small series that we're gonna get ready to start launching on the Terror Barn Productions. We're working on our first piece of that series now, and we hope to have it out by the end of the month. Keep it in spooky season. But this is kind of our dry run, right? We didn't want to dive in because it's going to get pretty heavy on the real reasons why, like, Tyler and I want to pursue the paranormal. And there's some pretty heavy stuff there. So we wanted to make sure that we not only had the right equipment, we have our right, we already know our film style, we know how we want to do things, we have the format, and we can do it justice. So what we're doing is starting off with a smaller series, and we're going to be just as serious. It's not that we're going to be more serious once we start doing the bigger series, but we're just kind of cutting our teeth and figuring out our flavor and way of doing things, and just kind of figure out our process. So we didn't want to dive right in because you have these opportunities to do these things, but you don't want to like take an opportunity that may not come around again, like the Mothman thing that we're wanting to do, and then take a crap on it. Like, you want to make sure you got your stuff squared away, you know what you need to do and how to do and what you're going to do before you get there. So we're going to use a smaller series to kind of build up to those bigger things. And the bigger things being like the Mothman. And the Mothman is going to be down the pike for sure. The graveyard piece that we want to do. And there's different pieces we want to do, but that's going to be your 45-minute, half an hour episodes of a docu-series. So we're just building up to it. We got to take those baby steps. See, Twitch lives up here, right? I'd like to do another Twitch video. I should have done a Twitch video a long time ago with the COVID situation. I just never got around to doing it. I think somebody brought it up on here, and I started writing notes on getting ready to do the Twitch for the COVID thing, and I just never got around to it. Right, yeah. We just want to get those pieces under our belt and find our rhythm and find for sure our cinematic style and how we want to present these new protocols and theories and just get all that stuff done and out of the way so when we come to these bigger pieces and we start doing these bigger pieces, we already know, okay, what equipment we got, what shots we can do, what shots we can't do, what we like to do, what we'd like to fit in, things like that. We just didn't want to dive right into these bigger pieces and crap all over them, and then that's the one shot. That's the one shot you get to do. We can't go in and do like a Mothman piece and like a week later be like, okay, my bad. Now watch this Mothman piece. Right, and get feedback, yes, and get that feedback and get comfortable and doing it, because up to this point it's just been a whole lot of writing, planning, and post and pre-production. That's kind of where we've been at with a lot of things. So we want to go through the full step, from pre-production to distribution, and get that all down, and then start hitting those bigger pieces. So when it comes time for those bigger pieces, we don't gotta second guess ourselves or our approach to it. Yeah, the pre-plan, the plan, the pre-plan, the plan. That is basically filmmaking in a nutshell. You gotta have a pre-plan for your pre-plan so you can plan to possibly go down a plan to set up some planned shot days. So yeah, that's good. That's filmmaking in a nutshell. There's a bunch of pre-planning to plan to be able to plan on executing. It's madness. Like literally, if I could go back in time, I forget how long it's been now, 4 years, somewhere around there, where Pauly Shore was like, I like that Skeeter Jerky's character, but need to do a film. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. Heck yeah, I can do. I got a camera. It was the Canon T6 at the time, and my idea was just hit the road and put Skeeter in these weird situations, and I'm so glad I did not go through things that happen for a reason and when they're supposed to happen. If I would have forced anything back then, I would hate it now. Never would I put that Alabama crap on me. Right, Death, yeah. I mean, and those are the things I didn't even know existed. I was completely ignorant to the filmmaking process. Like, I didn't even know nothing, really, and I thought I knew. But then you get in there, there's so many things to take into account. There's hidden things that you can't foresee, but then you got to have a backup plan for that backup plan, and then have another backup plan, and we're still at the very infancy of doing all that, so you will go viral. It would take a lot of convincing for me to do a Alabama cheerleader dance. It would take a lot of convincing for me to do that. Going viral or not, I don't. Buckeyes, you would talk me the Buckeyes cheerleader thing. I'd do that for fun, but Alabama, that's almost like selling my soul, man. It's almost like I don't know if I could pull that off. What the world? I hear some weird background. I don't know what that is. Yes. Yeah, it'd have to be around that line, Death, for sure. You will stop being mean. That's the card you play. It's going to take a lot of convincing. Then you're like, I'll stop being mean. So what? When Alabama? Okay. So you're saying. So if I take this bet and I do this Alabama cheerleader bit, if Alabama wins the national championship, big if there. So what happens if they don't? What happens then? I can really hear that growling thing now. I don't know what that is. What do I get? What does Bashful have to do when Alabama does not win another national championship this year? What happens then? Is that getting it? See, man, this delay is so freaking horrible down here. Like, okay, now you're back up. And let me read this up here on the bigger screen. Oh. There you go, huh? I like that one. Yeah, that's bad. Bashful adds everything to math, but she'll give you like the precise. The, that's the best joke of the season. Bama not win. Get out of here. Get out of here. Last time I haven't really me coaching on Saturdays has kind of messed with my collegiate football. But last time I checked, Georgia was not doing too bad. There you go, Hop. Oh, that's a nice little bit. And I keep hitting this keyboard. Move the keyboard over here. Last time I checked, man, I know Buckeyes, we already took a loss. We're looking like crap, whatever. But I think Georgia is a sleeper this year. Not really a sleeper. I think they was ranked, what, third? I'm real behind on collegiate football this year because coaching Saturdays are insane. And if we don't win tomorrow, our season's over. So we're like on the line. You know, we still have a chance to make the playoffs and go for a championship, but we got to win tomorrow. So, again, that's another reason why I had to reschedule the stream for the night because I got to be up so freaking early and drive and then getting 32 third and fourth graders motivated to play football at 8 a.m. is insanity. It's insanity. So my collegiate football, I've kind of slacked off this year. I don't think I've watched one Buckeyes game yet this year. And that is definitely not like me. Like every weekend I live for Buckeyes and Cowboy football. And just have not had the time. Most of my Saturdays are spent at the football field. And then when I leave the football field, it's going on location and filming. Or going on location and doing research and digging through files and things, that's what a lot of my weekends have been this past month probably has been always going in, and we got access to go into the town hall, so was digging through all those records and finding these crazy stories. I mean, if we can pull some of these, there's one story in particular, I don't want to ruin it because I want it to come out in the piece, but if we can get the newspaper clipping alone would be just nuts. Give them shots of Mountain Dew and Pixie Sticks. There you go. Just welcome to the game. No. You're chugging the throwaway Mountain Dew right now before we go on the field, Timmy. When you're done, stop over there at the other coach at the Pixie Stick stand we got set up over there and take about 3 of those to the head. We got to win this football game. Chug the throwaway bottle of Mountain Dew, go over and hit about 3 or 4 Pixie Sticks. We need you on the field. Oh, that's what that sound is. They're out there doing their thing. Thought I was losing my mind for a minute, but it's the construction workers out there. Live chat. Thank you. Well, we had surprisingly, I mean, going into the football season, it's third and fourth grade I'm a head coach for, and we was like 95% third graders. Like I think I have 4 or 5. We have 6 fourth graders, and out of that 6, I think like 4 played football for me last year. So we did all right though. There you go. Just mix the Pixie Sticks in and just take them. Let's just cancel them. I'm just going straight to the 5-hour energy. Take 5-hour energies, dump some Pixie Sticks in there, and just start handing them out in the morning. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but is that considered performance enhancing drugs for kids? Pixie Sticks and 5-hour energies? It might be. I don't know. I don't want to have one of those situations. I wish this delay wasn't so horrible, man. I can understand, like, we got a good, like, 30-second delay between what you guys are hearing and what I'm seeing, and it drives me insane. I don't know if I should just keep the YouTube chat up over here on the phone or just go by this, because it's driving me nuts to know that there's like this 30-second delay. It's driving me insane. It's probably really going to drive me insane once we start doing like the Spirit Box sessions tomorrow night, when we're getting stuff and it's going to be like this weird delay to where, yeah, I'll have to work through it. It's another reason why I need to be more consistent on here, so I can get used to everything. But we will definitely be back to the normal time next week, Fridays at midnight. This Friday we cannot do it, so tomorrow night at midnight we will have our Spirit Box session. And hopefully we get the win tomorrow, so I'm not like harboring all like a bunch of negative energy before we do something like that. Yeah, that's true, Death. Right now it's driving me crazy, but I'm sure I'll be grateful for it in the long run. What's the difference in powdered donuts and chocolate? Powdered donuts and chocolate milk. See, I would love the setup. Within that, we're talking about trigger objects. There's something, even if it's not the Ouija board, or some sort of trigger object we can kind of keep an eye on as we're streaming to see if it reacts in any way. I mean, I guess back here I could put one of my REM pods up and we could see if it would light up or whatever, but I can't get that shot out of my head, because it's something that I would want to see. Doing a live Spirit Box session and nobody's around the Ouija board, just the planchette sitting right in the middle, and seeing that thing just bump over. Like, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Man. And this chair's going to have to. I can't move in this chair. It's like. The WD-40 the hell out of this thing. Oh, I have no idea how long this stream's been going now, because my little glitch in the matrix that blimped and threw me into, now it's just saying 20 minutes. I know it's been a lot longer than 20 minutes. So we did. There we go. Hey. Went right to live chat that time. I didn't have to mess with it. But tomorrow night, midnight, Eastern Standard Time, over here on this channel, we will have the spirit box at least. I'm still trying to figure out a way of getting at least a trigger object behind me, around me, somewhere, so you guys know. Thank you, Death. So you guys can kind of see, like, see if we can get some trigger object activity going on as we're doing a spirit box. That's something I like to do when we're on location anyway. So if I can do that here in a more controlled setting in my little studio room here, and have something set up around like a trigger object, the Ouija board, something that we can kind of see if we have any interactions with. But that will be tomorrow night at midnight. I do apologize not being able to do it tonight, but just with my schedule, there's no way. If I stayed up doing that and then tried to go and coach, it would be an extreme fail, and I would be insane tomorrow. So we're going to go and do it tomorrow night, midnight, Eastern Standard Time. The first episode of Screamcast, which is going to be our spirit box sessions, or anytime we want to talk anything horror, anything spooky within the spooky season, probably fall underneath the Screamcast name. Go find a doll at the... Man, dolls freak me out. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Like those old porcelain dolls, I feel like they're just staring a hole into my soul every time I see one of those little freaky damn things. They creep me out, man. Like, I don't know. I never had, like, it's not like I have a huge phobia. Like, I can see them. It's like, all right, cool, whatever. But some of them, man. Those dolls. Now, they got the dolls with the camera in them. Them are pretty cool. Like, that would be... I'm dragging the bucket out there. Sound like a demon. Right behind me. Maybe Penny or Michael was legit talking behind me for a second. You give me one of those freaking dolls. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I never had like this real big fear of dolls ever. But those porcelain ones, man, like, I love the film Annabelle. Well, I love the first one. And the origins, how Annabelle came about or whatever. But those are great films. That was done well. I never thought I had like this phobia, but it's not like a huge phobia, but it's like, man, I don't want to go into a room and you have like 20 of these porcelain dolls staring at you, and it's like, yeah, I anywhere I want to be. All these weird looking dolls staring at me. Then you got the dolls, like, depending how old they are, that is made with a strand of the child's hair or something. They get insane, these dolls do. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Dev. Those type of rooms, nope, you're not gonna catch my tail up in there hanging out with a bunch of creepy old dolls. As a kid, I was petrified of clowns. Like, that was like a phobia for me. Now, obviously, it's way behind me, but I never did like clowns. And I tried to trace it back. Okay, like, what was the reason as a kid? You know, obviously, people are like, well, did you watch it? I did, but that wasn't the movie that got me. Of all the movies that could get me, it was the Killer Clowns from Outer Space is what created this clown phobia. Of all the films, horror films with clowns in them, and all the haunted attractions out there with clowns lined up in them, what got me was the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Of all things, that's what created that phobia for me as a kid of clowns, was the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That was it. Yeah, the eyes of those dolls, man. I feel like they're just like tracing you, like they're watching you. Like, no matter where you're at, they got an eye on you, and it's just buggy, Like, I can't do it. I guess if you combine the two, there has to be like an old porcelain clown doll out there. That would be some freaky. That'd be some freaky-ish there. But alrighty, peeps. It's almost 2:30 now. I still got to get some things done before I got to go wrestle the kiddos back up. I just wanted to make sure that I was here. The Poltergeist, yeah, that clown in there was a vicious one too. But I've watched Poltergeist, and the one that got me was the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And then I rewatched it with my kids not too long ago. I'm like, what was wrong with me? I was watching all these evil things as a child. Then we get this little slapstick horror film, and that's what gets me. Like, what's that say about my brain? I don't know. But I wanted to come on here and let everybody know I'm not flaking out. It's still a thing. I told you we're going to be more consistent over here. We are. I just forgot my schedule for the weekend. So we're going to bump the show from tonight, tomorrow night, midnight Eastern Standard Time, our first Spirit Box session of the year. We're going to be doing this every Friday night after this week for throughout the month of October, and we'll probably be throwing in some special ones, not just sticking to Friday. And maybe I can start getting some of these nice little creepy videos churned out once they finally send me my stuff I need for my Pocket 2. So we'll have fun with that. I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night, midnight Eastern Standard Time over here. Let's see if we can talk to some spirits. Why not? And I'll have some sort of trigger object set up. If not the Ouija board, we'll have a REM pod. We'll have something set up because I want to see if we can charge this area and get some spirits to be doing some things live so we can get some live paranormal evidence. That's kind of my main goal with doing these every Friday night at midnight, except this week, Saturday night at midnight, but every Friday night at midnight throughout the month of October to see if we can get some live paranormal evidence. That's kind of my goal in doing the Spirit Box sessions. I want some live evidence that we can't debunk or dismiss. Like if we see something levitating, we can't debunk that. So that's kind of my goal with this. So I will see all of you guys tomorrow night, midnight Eastern Standard Time, and we'll do some spirit talking. See if we get the spirits to talk. Hopefully some good ones. I don't really want to dance with the devil tomorrow night, but I'm willing to put myself in that situation for your viewing pleasures. Like I'll put myself right in the line of whatever is going to be coming through the spirit box. I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully something. I don't just want to be sitting here with you tomorrow night and just hearing because that gets stuck in your skull. Especially when you're in the Estes method and you got your eyes covered and the soundproof headphones. That's all you hear is it's insane. So hopefully we get something going on tomorrow night to where we can get this done and have fun. We're going to get it done regardless, but it's going to be fun regardless. But I just want somebody to talk back to us through the spirit box. That's all I'm asking, right? That's all I'm asking. And preferably it not be some sort of demon. Like it just be a spirit. I don't. We'll see. All right, guys. Tomorrow night, midnight, we're doing some spirit talking. And then we'll be back to regular schedule next week, keeping it on Fridays. And you never know what's going to be popping up. Things play out right. I do got something that's going to be pretty fun that I'll be doing Monday night through Tuesday. So who knows what I can pull out of this piece. But I'll once I get there, I'll take a picture and tweet it out to kind of get everybody knowing where I'm at and what we're about to do. So it should be fun. I look forward to it. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night at midnight. Thank you guys, every one of you guys that showed up in here chat with me today. Much love to all of you guys. Thanks for the super chat, Dorito. And again, if you'd like to support this crazy channel over here and ultimately just the Terror Barn Productions or anything, like there's a link up there. There'll be links in the descriptions. You don't got to, but if you want to, they're there. But I will see you guys tomorrow night. And like always, this has been me talking to you. And I'll catch you all down the road.